So friends of mine ran over like a boulder in a parking lot, and they broke the motor mount for the power running board. And so it was just hanging by the back one. So I ordered the part from GM Direct, went down, picked it up, unbolted it, put the new one on, plugged it back in, and it is in the out position and it won't retract. But the light does work on it. So I'm like, well, there's power there, but maybe there's some reset that has to happen or something that I need to do to get that to retract.
I'm sorry, is it just one side or both sides?
One side, the driver's side.
And have you checked for codes in the computer system?
Would I have to hook up to the thing, or would they be just flashing on the dash?
Yeah, you'd have to actually hook up to the data link connector. And
I don't have that.
Let's take a look.
It was working before I unplugged it. So it was working, even though the motor wasn't damaged, just the bracket was damaged, but unfortunately it was literally shattered, and it comes as a whole kit. So it was working until I unplugged it to put the new one on.
I gotcha. So the wiring diagram is actually relatively simple, and you got your motor on either side, and then it looks like there's going to be a couple other wires for the sensor, and then it's just hardwired back to the running board control module. If one side's not working, and you said the motor was replaced on the...
It comes as a whole kit. It's the motor and the bracket. It bolts on as one kit.
And that's what was the whole thing was replaced.
The whole thing was replaced with genuine GM. So it just plug in.
So assuming the part's good, that tells me my guess would be we probably have a wiring issue between the motor and the control module. And the only reset that I'm aware of, something simple, would be with a compatible scan tool, which you don't have, or B, what you could do is you could disconnect the battery cables from the battery and rub the cables together for 5 minutes, and then reconnect the cables back up to the battery. That'll clear all the memory from that running board control module, and if it needed to be reset...
I looked online and I disconnected the battery for 15 minutes, reconnected it.
But you didn't rub the cables together, correct?
No.
So again, my suggestion is you could try that, rubbing the cables together. Maybe there's going to be a difference. If that doesn't work, well then no, it won't work. But before I say that, I would recommend that you go through the procedure and you rub the cables together.
Literally the red and the black.
Yes. You only got one battery on the vehicle, right?
Yes.
So yes, you're perfectly safe. You can disconnect the cables from the battery, rub the cables together for 5 minutes, and then reconnect the cables back up to the battery and see if that does the trick. If you call me back and say it doesn't work, then again, my answer remains the same. The only other reset that I'm aware of, besides reflashing this, which has to be done at the dealership or with the equipment, is to plug into the data link connector, communicate with that running board control module, and then hit read codes and then hit clear codes. That would be resetting the module.
So would it flash a code? If it got unplugged, it would probably say, oh, somebody unplugged this.
If you're asking if it would flag codes regarding one of the motors, absolutely. If it got unplugged, yes, it would.
So that's probably it. So the dealer probably just needs to reset that. I figured it was just some sort of reset to that.
And maybe once you do the reset, it might start working again. So you would certainly do that first to see if that does the trick, and then go from there. If the problem remains, well then you got to check for codes in the computer, and then check the wiring to and from that motor.
It worked before. So
right. So a reset, you might get lucky with the reset.
But otherwise, dealer and have them plug into the thing and reset the codes.
You got it. All right.
Thank you.
You bet. You're welcome.
All right.
Bye-bye.